I've been born and raised in Chicago, and I've obviously been able to see a lot when it comes down to the Chicago Bulls. I was just a kid when Michael Jordan was playing, but hey, I was still alive when this brother was winning championships. Obviously, after that, we went through a huge drought in terms of losing, and the saving grace that we had, literally, before the Derrick Rose era was Ben Gordon and, Eddie Curry and Andres Nucioni, and, that's kind of when I started really watching the Bulls basketball, if you're a real one. But obviously, Derrick Rose was like our MVP, still is our MVP, will always be our MVP, and what a time that was. Injuries obviously happened, and Jimmy Butler kind of came to kind of be our face, and that was a small, lasting, fun phase of Chicago Bulls fandom, and D-Wade and Pau Gasol and Rondo, and what a time, man. And then obviously Zach Lavine, and this new Lavine era has been the next, past 5-6 years of Chicago Bulls basketball, and it's been nothing but L's in terms of our winning percentage. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Zach. Zach is the one thing that kept this team alive. And a lot of times people like to hate on Zach. This video, we're not going to be hating on Zach. Because if it wasn't for Zach Lavine, we would have just been losing. The Chicago Bulls have made a lot of changes this offseason. Changes that many argue they should have done years prior. We lost Derozan. We lost Alex Caruso. We're going to dive deep into all of this, but I'm just very confused as a Bulls fan, and you know what? You may not understand this until I get through the whole video. This video is going to be a little different than videos I've made in the past, but that's primarily because I watch this team day in and day out. So my take might be a little bit different than what an person who may not watch or know the Bulls take may be outwardly, right? So I'm really going to kind of share a very unique take on this, and I'm kind of confused, and I'm going to need y'all to help me in the comments down below. With that being said, what up everybody, it's your boy STG Hoops with a brand new video. We're going just a raw dive deep on the Chicago Bulls, my hometown team. If you haven't realized, I don't script these videos. I ain't AIing this. This is just me speaking from the heart, especially me speaking from the heart. I'm doing all this in one take. I'm not even going to pause this video once. I'm literally going to be speaking from the heart because that's what we do. We talk Bulls basketball, we talk basketball in general, but in this video we're talking about the Bulls. Alrighty, man. This season, this offseason was something else, bro. We wake up one day to Alex Caruso being traded. Obviously, this past season we wanted to play in. We obviously didn't make it to the playoffs. Even if we did, bro, who are we going to play? Boston? That wasn't going to do anything for us, okay? We end up going to this play and we lose, and now the questions arise. What is this team going to do the offseason? Many people are on the favor of them tanking and just unloading their main players, which they've done for the most part, minus Zach. We'll talk about Zach in a bit. Some people are like, hey, run it back one more time. Lonzo Ball looks like he's finally going to come. Let's see if they can do it. And AK, the GMs of the squad obviously has been promising that they're going to keep it alive. They're going to make it happen. They're going to make it work. And I think the backlash of the Chicago Bulls fandom finally reached them, and they finally realized, yo, maybe we got to scale it back. We got to build a younger squad and, kind of reset. And that's what they're doing. That's what it looks like they're doing. Or here kind of comes my take. It looks like they're trying to do that. I don't know how well they're accomplishing that, and I'm going to kind of break that down. Raw thoughts here, right? Number one, the goal for this team, if they're going to get rid of Demar Derozan and they're going to get rid of Alex Caruso, which they have, is to kind of go in rebuild mode for a Cooper Flagg, etc. But the overall arching theme is, which I don't know how you want to take it, I don't know if they're going to be able to tank. Let me explain. They've made some moves in the offseason, and they have some, pieces right now that if one would say, hey, you got rid of Alex Caruso, you got rid of Demar Derozan. Now, especially if you get rid of, Zach Lavine, you are a straight up lottery team and you're going to go ahead and win. Honestly, with some of the moves that they made and the players that they have and the players that they hope to develop and get better, I don't know if this team is going to go ahead and be a worse seed in the Eastern Conference. I think they're literally a 35-win game as of constructed now, meaning this team could very well maybe get the lottery, but it doesn't mean they're going to go a first pick. Maybe they get the 8th pick, the 9th pick, the 10th pick. Maybe they barely get into the play-in season, but if anything, If we get that Derrick Rose luck, maybe there's a chance. But aside from that, I don't know if this team can go ahead and be like as bad as the Detroit Pistons were last year. No shade. I just think they're better than that, even without DeMar DeRozan and Caruso. Now that I shared my take, let's kind of get straight to these moves. Number one, DeMar DeRozan, much respect, bro. You've been so big for us. You and Lavine tag team, 25 points a game, for the seasons. The game winners you've had for us. You really made Chicago Bulls basketball enjoyable. You know what? Being a Kobe fan growing up, I have not seen a player play like Kobe other than, DeRozan in a while. I know Booker has some, touches, but especially for those who are Sacramento Kings fans, if you're watching this video, I'm telling you, if you watch Kobe, watch DeMar DeRozan, because the mid-range game and everything in between, that's what he does. He does it well. He does it great, and he's had a 50-point game or 40-point game, whatever, game winners. He has it all, bro. DeMar DeRozan is a straight-up gem. He's a class act, and, I'm proud to have repped him here in Chicago, bro. Hope and wish you the best. I think it's time for him. He wants to compete for, he deserves to compete, right? And he'll get the Kings off that hump. I don't know if the Kings are going to go ahead and win a championship. I'm sorry, but, I think they're going to compete for sure with Sabonis, and, I'm rooting for DeMar. So that we got rid of him. We didn't really get anybody. We got Chris Duarte. Forgive me for misspelling his name. He's on an expiring contract. He had a great rookie season with the Pacers. I hope he plays well for us. I'm excited to see. He has the upside, but he really is a contract year for him, right? So he's going to have to go all out. We also got rid of Caruso. This was the very controversial trade because, number one, I love Caruso. Obviously, also watching and being a fan of the Lakers, got to see him do his thing with the Lakers winning a championship. He was huge for the Lakers. He comes to the Bulls, he was huge for the Bulls, right? All-team defensive player. He literally was the energy bunny for our team. The defense, it's just impeccable defense. He's the paragon of defense right now from a guard play, right? I know Marcus Smart too, but Caruso was just a dog. So losing him was tough, but you got to think about it, bro. He was 30 years old. Our team is not winning a championship as constructed, so they have to get rid of him. Who we got in return? Look, I think it was solid. Number one, I wish Caruso the best. He's going with literally the 1 seed in the Western Conference with Shai, Chet, who's only going to get better, etc. This team has a lot of upside, and Caruso really is going to be huge for them. That being said, we got obviously the brand new brother in town, Josh Giddey. Now, I'm not here to make this video to talk about Giddey and all his allegations, whatever. That's not the point of this video. I'm talking strictly basketball. And when I'm talking about strictly basketball, I think he is a steal. I'm going to say it again. I think Josh Giddey is a straight-up steal. His second season in the NBA, this brother averaged almost 17 points a game with almost 7 assists and 8 rebounds. This brother had multiple triple-doubles. He had like a 30-point triple-double and all these crazy statistics. He's only 21, 22 years old. And now you're getting him for Caruso? Like, I love Caruso. He is 100%, the player you want if you're competing. But for a young asset in Josh Giddey with his statistics, I think that's huge. The guard play, and of course he didn't play as well this past season. He obviously ended up toward the end of their run coming off the bench. But to be fair, they had Shai and they had other players that they were building around, right? So his minutes per game went down, his shots per game went down, everything went down. But that's just because, OKC wanted to go a different direction. That's why he was included in this trade. So I think Josh Giddey is going to be do really well for this Bulls team, man. And that's just kind of like the reason why I'm saying they're going to try to tank, but they got some solid pieces on their squad. We also lost Andre Drummond. I got to give a respect to Drummond because this brother is a starter. I don't care what anyone says. If Andre Drummond was given 30 minutes a night, he would 100% give you 15 and 10, if not more. He's gotten so many double-doubles for us this past season, playing like 12 minutes a game. I made a video on him. He's going, to Philly. I'm happy for him. He's playing behind Joel Embiid and Paul George and Maxey and Oubre, and, Philly got a squad. We're going to have to make a video on them. But you know what I'm saying? This team is just so interesting, right? Because in addition to Giddey, we obviously now have Coby White, who had a breakout season, averaged almost 20 points a game, and this season probably going to average, if he plays the way he was playing last season after his breakout season, only 24 years old, and we got him for a steal contract, this brother going to be averaging literally like 24, 25 points a game. If he, especially if Zach doesn't come back, the keys is his. This is his team. right? So if Coby and also there were many games last season where Demar didn't play, or Lavine didn't play, and it was just the young guys, and the young guys with Coby's leadership made it happen. You know what I'm trying to say? To give credit, Demar Derozan was there too, and he really helped spark us. So somebody really gonna have to take that role, and who's gonna be that guy? It's probably gonna try to be Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, is signed with the Bulls for what, $90 million or something like that. Forgive me if I didn't get it right. But regardless, I'm speaking from the heart here, right? He averaged 10 points a game, 4 rebounds last season, but he has a lot of upside. They're willing to go for him and really hope to see him develop. Now with DeMar gone, he is the guy who has to take that step. He has to take that leap. A lot of people say he's the paw reminiscence of Kawhi Leonard. I'm rooting for him. I want him to take that next step. He's a big, asset for this team as well. Obviously, if Vooch stays, that's an all-star you got in your squad, bro. That's 18 and 11 every single night, guaranteed. Look, he ain't the greatest center in the game right now, but 18 and 11, he'll get that with his eyes closed. That's just how it is. And you got people like Ayo. His third, 3 season with the league, he averaged 12 points a game, 3 rebounds. He's just getting better than ever. And, he played for Illini. You know what I'm saying? Like, this brother just got heart. And this guy, he's a valuable, solid role player in the league. We haven't even talked about Lonzo Ball, who's looking to come back this season. I don't see him traded yet. So it looks like he's going to try to come back. Had a solid season before he went down. And it's so nice to see him come back and, feel happy again. But that's a solid guard you got right there, especially if he comes back and contract year potentially. So excited to see how that goes. And then of course you got the multiple time all-star Zach Lavine. What's happening to him? I don't know. Poor dude, brother, wants to get traded, but it looks like the Kings took up Demar, so I don't think Zach's going there anymore. And he may end up staying with the Bulls. We signed him for a max deal, and I feel bad for Zach because he probably wants out, because the fans are just bogus. But you know what? I give Zach respect because he's always been a class act. And you know what I'm saying? He's been a class act. Whether we keep him or not, I just want him to go to a team that values him and he's happy, because he deserves it, bro. He kept us, bro. We were the worst team ever, bro, and he kept us alive. And was a huge reason for why DeMar and Lonzo joined us. And obviously, I'm not going to be that sad brother to talk about it, but it was, when we had DeMar, Lonzo, Zach, Curso healthy, man, that first seed felt nice. That was a time in the past. So Zach Lavine's out there too. If Zach stays and you got an all-star in Vooch, and now you got the Coby White emergence and Giddey, etc., we ain't no Cooper Flagg tanking team. I'm just saying that straight up. So that's why I'm just so confused, right? Obviously, we got Matas, who some people say was literally like a top 5 lottery pick. He has that dog in him. I'm excited to see him play. Julian Phillips is coming back. He's a great role player. Dalen Terry, I'm iffy about him. Let's see what he can do. He obviously has energy, so I'm hoping he can bring that. Torrey Craig, a solid veteran to come back. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're bringing, like, Torrey Craig is 100% a valuable asset that can go down with a contending team. He chose to stay with the Bulls again. So I don't know what the Bulls' play is, man. I'm just really confused because Cooper Flagg would be nice, but I don't think we're bad enough to get Cooper Flagg, and that's just kind of the dilemma I'm in. So that's kind of my take on the Chicago Bulls this offseason. I'm just really confused. I'm obviously excited, as always, for the Summers League and all that stuff to start and just to watch the squad. But yeah, I'm a little confused with what the squad's going to do. But with that being said, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. Subscribe if you haven't. And welcome to the